Welcome to How to Work on Acting at Home, Part 6, Observation. The ability to be observant is one of the first and highly important skills the actor needs to learn to develop their craft. In this video, I will discuss the different types of observation that an actor needs to learn how to develop and how to work on this at home. So when I think about the subject of observation, I think about the legendary acting teacher Uta Hagen. Don't know who Uta Hagen was? No, I'm not going to shame you. You must become familiar with her acting book called Respect for Acting. In this book, as well as in her teaching, she always stressed the importance of the actor using observation to develop their craft. So the first thing is the different ways to observe our behavior. Behavior is an extremely important part of the actor's craft. We are all unique human beings, and we all possess unique and interesting behavior, even when we're not aware of it. So when you're thinking about acting and you're at home, just going about your daily routine, there are millions of things that you can pay attention to and log it into your memory bank and into your sense memory and give it to your characters. Some of these things might seem ridiculous or too simple, but there's nothing too simple. The great thing about being obsessed with improving your craft as an actor is that you'll look at everything. There's no stone that can be left unturned. So there's one video that I remember seeing of Uta Hagen. You can probably find it on YouTube if you search around for it. She's talking to a student after they finish rehearsing a scene. And in the scene, one of the actors had to go to the stove and open the stove. Now on stage, the stove isn't turned on, it's not hot, there's nothing like that going on, but she stressed that this is something that every actor needs to know how to do, is to recreate their senses and to stimulate their sense memory when they're on stage. Even if the stove is ice cold, if it's supposed to be turned on and it's supposed to be going in the scene that you're doing, you have to be able to react and adjust your behavior to the heat coming out of the stove. Now, this is one of the things that you might seem, oh wow, this is really simple and obvious, but this is the kind of stuff that you can be working on at home even while you're cooking dinner. Pay attention to how you behave while you're at a stove that's turned on, set to 450 degrees, and the burners are on, and you're cooking something in a pot on top of the stove, and you're opening the stove to check on your casserole and to see if it's almost done or not. How do you approach the stove? How do you adjust your behavior when you open the door? You're not going to just stay there with your face right in the oven. As soon as you open the door, you're probably going to lean back a little bit from the heat. And these kinds of adjustments are part of your behavior when you're dealing with a certain reality. Being able to observe these types of things is not crazy when you are an artist. They're things that are extremely important to put into your back pocket and into your toolbox. Paying attention to your behavior when you do activities. There is also something that she talks about in her book about observing yourself when you search for something that you can't find, like your keys or your wallet or your cell phone or whatever it might be. Sometimes it's hard to think about acting, especially if it's in a stressful situation where you have to be somewhere and you forgot your cell phone and you can't find it. But part of you can pay attention and remember, how do you search for things? We all, as human beings, search for things differently. There's some people that will repeatedly go back to the same spot over and over again, even though we checked and it wasn't there. we think maybe it's going to be there this time. There's some people that look under the craziest things. They think they're going to find their cell phone underneath like a magazine or a piece of paper or something like that. Some people rip the place to shreds and dump everything all over the floor when they can't find something. And then how does the urgency to find it affect your behavior? So this is something else that you can do, is observe yourself when you are searching for something that you urgently need to find, and what are the unique ways that you actually search for something. And the list goes on and on and on about what you can observe. Other things that you can observe about yourself is how you proceed with any kind of daily activity. So getting ready to go to work, coming home from work, observing yourself in your privacy when you have nowhere to go and you're just alone, observing yourself when you're in privacy, and then also when you're in a private activity. What are your private activities? Do you talk to yourself? Do you listen to music? Do you pretend like you won an Academy Award in the mirror? All of these things are gold and can literally be mined by observing ourselves when we are at home. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Click on the description below for links to our website as well as our free weekly newsletter. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.